Petrissage is a kneading stroke done by gently lifting the muscle and rolling, squeezing, or milking it. This stimulates the tissues and improves circulation of deep blood vessels and lymphatics. With this stroke, as with all Swedish massage strokes, you want to avoid pinching or pulling the skin. To do this, make sure you use enough oil to lubricate the skin as you lift and knead the muscle. Use your thumb and fingers to grasp the muscle and gently roll, kneading as you glide up the muscle. Gradually reduce the pressure as the tissue diminishes. This kneading stroke effectively reduces pain in stiff and recently exercised muscles. At this time, you can push the pause button and practice your Petrissage stroke. Tapotement is a percussive stroke which stimulates and invigorates. It's done with the fingers, the fleshy side of your palm, or with your whole cupped hand in a brisk rhythmic tapping, slapping, cupping, or hacking stroke. You rhythmically strike the muscle to invigorate and stimulate. You can avoid injuring the organs in the lower back by maintaining a light pressure. The trick to this stroke is keeping your arm and wrist relaxed. Your relaxed position will prevent fatigue and keep the pressure of your strokes even. Push the pause button and practice your stroke. Two variations of Swedish massage strokes are friction and vibration. Friction is a pressure technique which works the tissues lying under the skin. Friction causes the tissues beneath the skin to glide across the muscle. You do this by pressing deep into the muscle with a firm pressure, using the ball of your thumb, your fingers, or the heel of your hand in a direct or circular motion. Keep your movements slow and rhythmic. Use a moderate pressure which avoids injuring the underlying tissues. After you apply pressure on one spot, glide to the next spot. By varying this stroke, you can vibrate a muscle. As the word implies, you shake or vibrate the muscle using your fingers, knuckles, palmar surface, or hand to move the underlying tissues. Friction and vibration do not work the outer layers of the skin. You want to maintain a firm contact with the surface layers as you stretch and loosen the underlying tissues. Push the pause button now and practice your friction and vibration strokes. For a full-body Swedish massage, you can start on the back, then do the front and head. On the back, you'll work across the shoulders, down the back, and down each leg. On the front, you'll start on the chest, then work down the front torso, then both sides of the arms. Do the legs, then finish with the head by starting at the scalp and working down the face and neck. You can vary this pattern by starting on the front, or you can give a partial massage on any single portion of the body. Generally, your stroke should follow the venous blood and lymph flow. These systems run between our head and toe, following the direction of muscle fibers. The grain of our muscle fibers runs along the length of the bone. In a traditional Swedish massage, you move from the outer parts of the body towards the heart, following the muscle grain. Professional massage therapists trained in other systems work both directions, or away from the heart towards the extremities. The direction of your strokes will vary depending on the situation. A general rule of thumb is you relax a muscle by working along the grain of the muscle. You move, your strokes tracing along the muscle grain. Once the muscle is relaxed, you work laterally across the muscle grain, gradually breaking up the knot. You'll finish with a stroke moving along the grain of the muscle in the direction of lymph and blood flow. Next, we'll see Dennis Alvino putting these Swedish strokes we've just learned into a routine covering the back, front, and head.
You can use any ordinary household oil, such as a safflower cooking oil, or a fine mineral oil, or any commercial massage oil or lotion. You pour a bit into your palms and warm the oil by rubbing your hands. You never apply the oil from the bottle onto the body. A massage table will get your friend up to a height for you to comfortably work. If you don't have one, you can use a mat or cushions on a sturdy table. The room should be comfortably warm and draft-free. The environment relaxed and soothing, at a time free of distractions and interruptions. Your first contact should be comforting and reassuring. You start with a broad, superficial stroke using the flat palmar surface of your hands. Keep the fingers together with your thumbs spread out and apply light pressure in an even, steady rhythm. This broad stroking, or effleurage, can vary from a light, feathery touch to a deep, intense stroke by adjusting the amount of pressure and using your fingers, thumb, or hand. Stand so that your arms and hands can easily work across the entire back. Move your whole body back and forth, using your movement to regulate pressure. This gives your arms flexibility and prevents straining your own back. Relax the muscle with a superficial stroke, then use a heavier stroke to break up the muscle knots and relieve tension. This stimulates the blood and lymphatic system. End with a light stroke, which soothes the muscles. In a deep, broad stroke, the pressure from your fingertips travels through the tissue, nerves, and blood vessels, down to the underlying bone. Avoid heavy, forceful pressure. You want to break up tension in the muscles without bruising the muscles or injuring the nerves. Keep the pressure equal by conforming your fingers, thumbs, and palms to your friend's body contour. The even pressure has a soothing effect, which is important in relaxing the muscle. If the muscle is tense, you can't release the tension. Push the pause button now and practice this long, broad stroke. You want to maintain a constant contact with the body. After doing our long, broad stroke, we'll use our thumbs in a small effleurage, starting at the lower back. Our thumbs move alternately with firm, deep pressure, moving upward and outward. Each thumb circling stretches and loosens the muscles. At the shoulder blades, we use more pressure to break up the tension in these tight muscles. This follows the rule that on areas where there's more tissue, you use a deeper, penetrating stroke, and on bony areas, you use a lighter stroke. You can also use one thumb to pull the muscle away from the spine as the other thumb comes up behind it and massages the tissues. By pulling the muscle away from the spine and letting go, fresh blood fills the area. Push the pause button and practice using your effleurage stroke. This is a broad kneading stroke, which is done on portions of the body where there's ample tissue. You grasp the muscle between your hands and roll it under your fingers like you're kneading dough. You use your palms, fingers, and thumbs and move in big circles around the back. You can finish with a light finger tapotement, keeping your arm and wrist relaxed. You'll return to your broad stroke to relax and soothe the muscle. By adjusting the pressure as you need, you avoid pinching the skin and tissues. Another stroke which can be done on large muscles is rubbing. Use light pressure with your hand moving rapidly in a light contact with the back. This stroke warms the body by sending heat deep into the muscle and brings fresh blood to the surface. This can also be done lengthwise on the spine. The key is maintaining a light, quick, rhythmic contact. You can use your forearms as pads to work large muscles. Start by oiling your forearms, then place your forearms on your friend and press in, stretching the muscles. Do this the length of the spine and then from shoulder to hips. As we breathe, our muscles relax on the exhale. You can take advantage of this natural release by pressing in as your friend exhales. You can also use your forearm pads to circle the broad muscle areas of the back. To end your back massage, return to your friend's head and do your long, broad strokes. This not only feels good, it also gives the body time to relax and readjust itself, which is important after deep muscle work. If your friend needs to be invigorated, you could finish with a light finger tapotement, which invigorates and stimulates circulation. We have now finished working on the back. The strokes you've learned can also be used on the legs and arms. At this time, you may push the pause button or continue.